After 3 entire months of continuous and arduous development, I can finally say that my Luigi fan game is done. Though not in the way that I originally had hoped. Let me give you a quick history lesson. All the way back in 2017, I started on a project that was originally known as Luigi's Exclusive Expedition. The premise back then was basically the same as it is now. I wanted to make a game that exclusively starred Luigi in a platforming adventure. I made this game in the Super Mario Bros. X engine, which I've made a video on before and I intend to make a better video on later, but essentially it's just a pretty powerful engine to make Mario levels, or platforming levels in general. As you can probably guess, I didn't get anywhere near finishing that project back in 2017, and actually ended up abandoning it later that year. In 2019, I picked it back up and ended up scrapping the majority of the content I had made originally in favor of something a bit more higher quality. The project kept its original name, Luigi's Exclusive Expedition, for the remainder of 2019, but right before the new year hit, I decided to do yet another revamp of the project. This revamp scrapped every single aspect except for one level. You can probably see where I'm going wrong here. Mistake after mistake after revamp after revamp. It's just bad news for game development in general. Once we got into 2020, this is when I started to recruit multiple members onto the team, and the game was renamed to Luigi's Adventure for a very short amount of time. Eventually, it became known as Luigi's Fight for the Lost Island, which was the last name and overall idea I had for the project until I picked it back up this final time. Luigi's Fight for the Lost Island went on hiatus in early 2021, with around 13 of the 45 planned levels completed. Now, this lines up almost perfectly with me starting to take YouTube seriously, so you can probably see the correlation of me stopping my work on it. The project remained dormant for the remainder of 2021 and most of 2022, where in November, right after finishing the evil side of Nintendo 3, I picked it back up with a completely different goal this time. This is Luigi's Lost Memories, my unique take / excuse at releasing an entirely unfinished game and making it look like it is finished. Luigi's Lost Memories gives players a way to experience all of the completed content for the game before its hiatus, also known as its cancellation at this point. To accomplish this, I incorporated a completely original story that actually ties into the plot of the original game. The story is based around the recovery of memories. Basically, as Luigi is flying in a spaceship over what is supposed to be the second to last world in the original game, he crash lands and suffers amnesia. When he comes to, he cannot remember any of his adventure up until that point, but luckily nearby lies a building known as the Memory Center. Now, I'm not going to spoil too much, but inside the Memory Center, you meet a computer named Madeline, who will eventually help you to recover your memories. Now, the way this works is that you recover a memory by playing through a completed level in the original game. Within all of this, I have included every completed level, every partially completed level, and even every scrapped level, no matter how bad it was. In addition, you'll also be able to view all of the concept art made for the original game and listen to all of the music tracks that ended up going unused in Luigi's Lost Memories. All of this is tied up into a progression system that is also closely linked to this new story. On top of all of that, I have created an opening cutscene and intro sequence, an entirely new final level that will test your mastery of this game. Trust me, some secret exits, achievements, challenges, and other stuff that I can't even remember right now. I can already hear people saying, why would you put so much effort into a game that wasn't even finished in the first place? I don't have an answer to that. All I know is that I really wanted people to experience all of this content that was just sitting on my computer collecting dust, even if it wasn't considered fully complete. There's still an experience to be had there, and I admit I could have dialed back the scope quite considerably, but I had a lot of fun making this and learned a ton as well. So yes, I did just spend 3 entire months worth of free time working exclusively on this project, but honestly, I don't have any regrets. Anyways, moving on. If you want to play this game, and you're wondering how long it will take you, for the average person who is relatively experienced at platformers, I'd say full 100% completion would take you about 3 hours. Yes, it took me that long to make a game that only lasts 3 hours. But for anyone who's worked in game development before, you'd probably understand that that is on the shorter end of how long it would take to create 3 hours of good content in a game. So, you're probably wondering, when is this game releasing? Well, I'm happy to say that it is most likely very, very soon. The game is considered feature complete, meaning everything that I wanted to be in there is in there and integrated. We just entered the testing phase of development, meaning that I sent the game out to a few other people to play through and give feedback and maybe catch some bugs. Once that phase is over, we can immediately move into the release. I can confidently say that release will come within 2 weeks of the upload date of this video, alongside a release trailer. Later on, I'll also be releasing a developer playthrough with commentary, much like I did with the Trouble from Purple Planet playthrough. Once the game does release though, I highly encourage everyone to upload their own playthroughs of the game, as I would love to see as many people experience it as possible. With that being said though, thank you so much for listening, and I also want to thank every single person on this list here for helping out with the game in some way, shape, or form. This literally could not have happened without you, so I appreciate you more than you would ever know. Alright, that's all I have to say, I guess. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you at the release.
Thank you.